What if I told you that you weren't born an Aquarius by chance? What if I revealed that the universe has a special plan of prosperity and abundance reserved just for you? My dear Aquarian, you are about to discover 9 powerful proofs that you were literally chosen to live a life of wealth, abundance, and material success. That's right, you heard correctly. It's not coincidence, it's not luck. It's cosmic destiny. While many people struggle for years and years without understanding why prosperity doesn't arrive, you possess energetic markers, spiritual gifts, and astrological signs that prove the universe has already set aside a path of financial abundance and lasting wealth for you. But be warned, because if you don't recognize these proofs and consciously activate these gifts that are already within you, you may end up living far below your incredible potential. And that would be a cosmic tragedy, because the universe has placed in your hands all the tools, all the talents, and all the opportunities necessary for you to build a prosperous and financially free life. But these tools need to be recognized and used. Throughout this video, I'm going to show you exactly what these 9 irrefutable proofs are that Aquarius was chosen for wealth. I'll reveal the secrets encoded in your Aquarian essence that make you a true natural magnet for money and opportunities for prosperity. And more importantly, I'll teach you how to activate each of these proofs in your practical life, so you stop just dreaming about abundance and finally start living it for real. Stay with me until the end, because the last proof is so powerful, so transformative, that it can completely change the way you see your financial future. Ready to discover why you were born to be rich? Then let's go. Proof number 1. You possess the mind of a millionaire innovator. You know that ability you have to see solutions where everyone else only sees problems? That natural ability to think differently, to question what is established, and to imagine possibilities that no one else can see. This is not just an interesting personality trait, my dear Aquarian. This is literally the most valuable gift that exists in the world of business and wealth creation. And you were born with it. While most people follow established patterns and do things the way they've always been done, you look at reality and think of completely new ways to solve old problems. That's pure gold. Think about it. All the great fortunes built in recent decades came from people who thought differently, people who didn't accept the status quo, people who had the courage to imagine a different world and work to create that world. And that's exactly how the Aquarian mind works naturally. You don't need to force it. You don't need to learn complicated creativity techniques. It's already programmed into your cosmic DNA. The universe literally built your brain to function as an innovation and value creation machine. And creating value is the fundamental secret to attracting wealth, because money is energy in motion. And this energy moves towards those who offer solutions, those who bring something new, those who can make other people's lives easier in ways they never imagined possible. And you do this naturally. How many times have you had brilliant ideas that could solve real problems? How many times have you thought about creating something, developing a project, starting a business unlike anything that exists? These ideas don't come from nowhere. They are messages from the universe reminding you of your potential for prosperity. But here's the detail that many Aquarians don't realize. Having the idea is only the first step. The innovative mind is your superpower, but you need to take the next step, which is to transform these visions into concrete reality. Because the universe placed the spark of innovation within you, but it expects you to take that spark and turn it into fire. And when you do that, when you take your revolutionary ideas and transform them into products, services, businesses, real projects that touch other people's lives, then wealth begins to flow naturally to you. So stop ignoring your ideas right now. Stop thinking they're just daydreams. Every innovative idea that crosses your mind is a seed of prosperity that the universe is planting in your consciousness. And the time has come for you to start watering those seeds, caring for them, making them grow and bear fruit. Because your innovative mind is not just a beautiful gift. It is literally the first great proof that you were chosen to live in abundance. Proof number 2. You possess the gift of foresight. Aquarius, you have a special connection to tomorrow. While most people are stuck in the present trying to solve today's problems with yesterday's tools, you can see trends before they happen. You feel in your heart when something is about to change. You perceive opportunities emerging when they are still just small waves in the ocean of time. And that, my dear, is the gift of visionaries who build empires of wealth. Think of the people who became millionaires throughout recent history. They weren't necessarily the smartest or the hardest working. They were the ones who managed to see the future before others. They identified where the world was heading and positioned their lives, their businesses, and their investments in that direction. And they did this while everyone else was still skeptical, while most people couldn't yet see what was coming. That's exactly what you do naturally. You sense the changes in the air. You perceive when something is becoming outdated and when something new is being born. Your intuition for future trends is like a cosmic radar that the universe installed within you. And do you know why? Because the universe knew you would need this tool to access the wealth destined for you. Wealth doesn't come from repeating the past. Wealth comes from building the future. And how will you build what you can't see? That's why the universe gave you eyes that see beyond the present. That's why you can sense changes before they happen. That's why you're naturally interested in technology, new ideas, emerging social movements, everything that represents the new and the different. It's not empty curiosity. It's the universe preparing you to always be one step ahead, always in the right place at the right time. But here's the secret that few Aquarians discover early enough. This vision of the future needs to be trusted and followed. How many times have you had a strong intuition about something that was going to happen and ignored it? How many times have you felt you should invest energy, time, or resources in a certain direction, but let fear or the opinions of others stop you? And then months or years later, you see exactly what you predicted coming true, but without you there to reap the rewards. This happens because many Aquarians have the gift, but don't trust it enough. They see the future but let the present convince them they are wrong. They sense opportunities but wait for everyone to validate those opportunities before acting. And when everyone validates, it's too late. The window of opportunity has already closed. So this is your second proof that you were chosen for wealth. And with this proof comes a responsibility. The responsibility to honor your vision. The responsibility to trust your perceptions about the future. The responsibility to act when you feel that inner calling telling you that a certain direction is the right path. Because the universe has shown you the treasure map. Now you need to have the courage to follow that map, even when others still can't see what you are seeing. Proof number 3. You were born with a magnetism for valuable connections. Aquarius, have you noticed how you attract interesting people into your life? How you manage to create friendships and connections with people of all kinds, from all backgrounds, from all social levels. This doesn't happen by chance. You possess a unique social magnetism, an energy that makes people feel comfortable around you, want to share ideas with you, and see you as someone special and different. And this magnetism is one of the greatest wealth-creating tools that exist. Why? Because in the real world, in the world where prosperity manifests, almost nothing happens on its own. Opportunities arrive through people. Business is done through relationships. Doors open through connections. And you, my dear Aquarian, were born with the gift of building powerful and authentic relationship networks. I'm not talking about that artificial thing of forced networking, where people exchange business cards and feign interest in each other just for the sake of it. No, I'm talking about true connections, from relationships based on mutual respect, shared interests, and complementary worldviews. You can see the value in people beyond appearances. You connect with the essence of others. You build bridges between different worlds. And this creates an invisible web of support, opportunities, and possibilities that will work in favor of your prosperity throughout your life. Think about your most important friendships. How many of them have opened doors for you? How many have presented you with opportunities? How many have taught you valuable things you would never have learned on your own? This is not luck. It is the universe working through your natural ability to connect people and ideas. And the more you consciously develop this ability, the more you value and cultivate your relationships, the more the universe can send wealth to you through these human channels. But there's an important detail here. The Aquarian who attracts wealth doesn't use people. He serves people. He creates value for his network of relationships. He becomes a point of connection, someone who brings together people who need to meet, someone who shares opportunities, someone who is genuinely interested in the success of others. And when you operate in this way, something magical happens. The law of universal reciprocity kicks in. What you give to the universe multiplies and gives back to you. The people you helped, the connections you facilitated, the value you created in the lives of others. All of this comes back to you multiplied in the form of opportunities, partnerships, businesses, and paths to prosperity you never imagined existed. So look around you. Look at the people who are part of your life. Each one of them is a gift from the universe. Each connection is a seed of possibility. Each authentic relationship is a channel through which abundance can flow. And you, with your natural gift for creating these connections, have a huge advantage on the journey to wealth. You are not alone. You never were. The universe has placed within you the ability to build a supportive community, a tribe of people who walk alongside you. And this is the third powerful proof that you were chosen for a life of material abundance and lasting prosperity. If you're enjoying discovering these powerful proofs that Aquarius was chosen for wealth, I need to ask you something very important. Subscribe to the channel now and activate the notification bell. Why? Because I'm here every day bringing messages, guidance, and cosmic revelations especially for you, Aquarian. And you can't miss any of these videos. Each message I bring here is a piece of the puzzle of your prosperity. So click the subscribe button below. It's quick, it takes 2 seconds, but it makes all the difference for you to continue receiving these guidelines that the universe is sending to transform your financial life. And take the opportunity to leave a comment here about where you're watching from. Write your city, your state, so I know where my Aquarians are scattered everywhere. And if these messages are touching your heart, if you feel that what I'm saying here is resonating with your soul, consider becoming a supporter of the channel, a subscriber. This helps a lot to continue bringing this valuable content to you. Okay, now let's move on to the next test because it's getting more and more powerful. Proof number 4. You possess financial independence at your core. Aquarius, you have something very special in the way you relate to money and work that most people don't have. You weren't born to be an ordinary employee. You weren't born to blindly follow orders. You weren't born to build someone else's dream while forgetting your own. You carry within you a deep need for freedom, for autonomy, to be the master of your own path. And that, my dear, is the hallmark of someone programmed by the universe to build true wealth. Why? Because true wealth doesn't come from trading hours for money. True wealth comes from creating systems, from building something of your own, from having control over your time and your financial decisions. And you feel this in your gut. You've always felt it. Even when you were or are working for someone, you've always had that inner voice saying that this isn't everything, that you're capable of more, that you need more autonomy, more freedom, more space to do things your way. And do you know what that means? This means the universe is constantly pushing you towards entrepreneurship, towards creating your own business, towards ways of making money that give you freedom, and not just temporary security. Because security and freedom are different things. And while most people choose security and give up freedom, you were programmed to seek both at the same time. To build prosperity with autonomy. To create wealth without giving up who you are. And that's exactly what differentiates those who just make money from those who build lasting fortunes. Think of the world's great millionaires and billionaires. Virtually none of them got rich being employed. They got rich creating, building, undertaking. And not because employment is bad, but because true wealth comes from creating value at scale, from building something that works even when you're not actively working. And you have the exact mindset for that. You don't like depending on others. You want to have control over your life. You want to make your own decisions. You want to work on something that has meaning for you. These are not weaknesses. They are the pillars of the entrepreneurial mindset. They are the seeds of true wealth. But here's the challenge. Many Aquarians feel this need for independence, but are afraid to take the leap. They remain stuck in situations that don't satisfy them because they think it's the safe path. They postpone their dreams of autonomy because they think they need more preparation, more savings, more of this and that. And the years go by. And life goes by. And that feeling of living below their potential only increases. So listen carefully to what I'm going to tell you. If you feel this deep need for freedom, if you see yourself dreaming of working for yourself, of having your own business, of creating something of your own, this is not fantasy. It's the universe calling you to the path of true prosperity. It's your soul reminding you of the mission you came here to fulfill. Because you didn't come to be just another one. You came to be unique. You didn't come to follow. You came to blaze trails. And blazing trails requires courage. It requires trusting yourself. It requires taking steps even when afraid. But do you know what happens when you take those steps? The universe conspires in your favor. Opportunities begin to appear. The right people cross your path. Ideas become clearer. And you realize that all that fear was just your mind trying to keep you in your comfort zone, while your spirit was screaming for expansion and freedom. So this is the fourth proof. You were born with financial independence at your core. And the time has come to honor that essence and begin building the life of autonomy and prosperity that is already waiting for you. Proof number 5. You have access to universal collective intelligence. Aquarius, there's something fascinating about how you learn and process information. You don't just learn from books or teachers. You learn from everywhere. You absorb knowledge from casual conversations, random experiences, and observing the world around you. It's as if you have a special antenna connected to something bigger, to a collective intelligence that transcends the individual. And this connection is one of the most powerful sources of wealth you can access. Why? Because in the modern world, knowledge is power. More than that, knowledge is currency. Those who have access to the right information at the right time can make better decisions, seize opportunities faster, and avoid traps that catch most people off guard. And you, my dear Aquarian, have natural access to this flow of information. You don't need expensive degrees or years of formal study to develop valuable expertise. You learn by doing. You learn by talking. You learn by connecting dots that other people don't even realize exist. Your mind works like a sponge, absorbing knowledge from multiple sources and synthesizing it all into original and valuable insights. And these insights are gold. They are exactly the kind of thing people would pay a lot of money to access. Think about how many times you've solved complex problems using knowledge you didn't even know you had. How many times have you given advice or suggestions that have profoundly helped other people? How many times have you connected ideas from different areas and created innovative solutions? This isn't luck. It's your connection to collective intelligence at work. It's the universe using you as a channel to bring wisdom to the physical world. And the more you consciously recognize and develop this ability, the more you can transform it into material wealth. How? In many ways. You can teach what you know. You can consult. You can create content. You can develop products or services based on the unique insights you have. You can be the person who connects knowledge from different areas and creates something completely new and valuable. The possibilities are endless. But there's one thing you need to understand. This collective intelligence isn't going to knock on your door and formally introduce itself. It's already there, working through you, but subtly. Sometimes it's that thought that pops up out of nowhere. Sometimes it's that feeling that you should research a certain subject. Sometimes it's that seemingly casual conversation that gives you a brilliant idea. The universe is constantly sending you information. But you need to be attentive. You need to be open. You need to trust these insights and act on them. Many Aquarians ignore this intelligence because they think they are just random thoughts. They discard valuable ideas because they think that if it were really good, it would be more obvious, more formal, more validated by external authorities. But that's not how true wisdom works. It whispers, suggests, it leaves clues. And it's up to you to pay attention to those clues and follow them. So start today to value your knowledge more. Start noticing the unique patterns that only you see. Start trusting your insights even when they don't make sense to others yet. Because you have access to something very special. You have a direct line to universal wisdom. And this direct line is one of the clearest proofs that you were chosen to create value in the world and receive abundance in return. This is the 5th proof. And it is active within you at this very moment, waiting for you to recognize it and utilize it to its full potential. Test number 6. You possess the gift of perpetual reinvention. Aquarius, how many times have you completely changed direction in life? How many times have you left behind something that no longer made sense and started something entirely new? How many times have you reinvented yourself, tried different paths, had the courage to start over when necessary? And do you know what that means? It means you possess one of the most valuable gifts anyone can have on the journey to wealth. The gift of adaptability. The gift of reinvention. The ability not to be stuck in the past, not to cling to rigid identities, not to be afraid to change when change is necessary. Because the world is always changing. What works today may not work tomorrow. What was profitable yesterday may become obsolete today. Opportunities appear and disappear. Markets rise and fall. And in this context of constant change, who wins? Those who adapt. Those who are flexible. Those who can reinvent themselves as many times as necessary. And you were born with this superpower installed in your soul. You're not afraid of change. In fact, you even get bored when things become too predictable, too static, too similar for too long. You need novelty. You need new challenges. You need space to explore different versions of yourself. And this, which many people see as instability or lack of focus, is actually one of the greatest competitive advantages you can have in the world of business and wealth creation. Think of the companies and entrepreneurs who survive decades and build lasting fortunes. They don't do the same thing forever. They reinvent themselves. They pivot. They adapt to new realities. They have the courage to abandon what's working reasonably well to pursue something that might work much better. And that's exactly the Aquarian mindset. You're not stuck in the past. You don't define your identity by what you've already done. You're always looking at what you can do next. Always exploring new possibilities. Always open to the next chapter. But here's the secret that transforms this gift into concrete wealth. You need to learn to reinvent yourself strategically. Because reinvention doesn't mean starting from scratch every time. It means evolving. It means taking what you've learned in each phase of life and using that learning to build something even better in the next phase. Many Aquarians get stuck in a cycle of endless restarts because they don't carry with them the wisdom of past experiences. They drop everything and start from scratch as if nothing they did before had value. But that's wasting the power of reinvention. True strategic reinvention takes the skills you've developed, the knowledge you've acquired, the connections you've made in each phase of your life and integrates all of that into a new, even more powerful version of yourself. It's like climbing a spiral staircase. You're always changing perspective, always seeing things from a new angle, but at the same time you're always climbing, always evolving, always building on what you've already achieved. So look back now. Look at all the times you changed, that you reinvented yourself, that you had the courage to try different paths. Don't see this as wasted time or a lack of consistency. See it as training, as preparation. The universe is teaching you flexibility, giving you diverse experiences, preparing you to seize opportunities that demand precisely this capacity for rapid adaptation. Because the wealth of the future will not belong to the most rigid. It will belong to the most flexible, to the most adaptable, to those who can dance with change instead of resisting it. And you already know how to dance this dance. You already master this art. Now you just need to consciously apply this gift to building your prosperity. This is the sixth proof. You carry the gift of perpetual reinvention. And this gift is your guarantee that no matter what happens, no matter how the world changes, you will always be able to find your way to abundance. Test number 7. You possess expanded awareness of resources. Aquarius, there's something very interesting in the way you perceive the world of resources and possibilities. While most people only see what is immediately available, what is obvious, what everyone is seeing, you can perceive resources where others see nothing. You can see value where others see garbage. You can imagine possibilities where others see limitations. This is what I call expanded awareness of resources. And this awareness is one of the most powerful wealth creation tools that exist. Why? Because wealth isn't about having access to infinite resources. Wealth is about creatively using the resources you have. It's about transforming the ordinary into the extraordinary. It's about seeing opportunities where others see obstacles. And you do this naturally. You look at a seemingly hopeless situation and think of alternatives that no one else has considered. You take seemingly disconnected pieces and assemble ingenious solutions. You don't accept limitations as absolute truths. You question. You investigate. You seek different angles. And this opens doors that are closed to most people. Think of the great entrepreneurs who built empires starting from virtually nothing. They didn't have all the necessary resources when they began, but they had expanded awareness. They saw possibilities. They used creativity to compensate for a lack of capital. They formed intelligent partnerships. They found unconventional ways to solve problems. And that's exactly what you know how to do. How many times have you solved complex problems with simple solutions that no one had thought of before? How many times have you managed to do a lot with a little? How many times have you found alternative paths when the obvious path was blocked? This isn't just problem solving. This is practical genius. This is applied intelligence. This is exactly the kind of skill the universe knew you would need to access the wealth destined for you. Because the path to wealth isn't always linear. It isn't always obvious. It isn't always mapped out. Sometimes you need to improvise. Sometimes you need to create the path as you walk it. Sometimes you need to use unconventional resources in unconventional ways. And you have the perfect brain for that. But here's something important. This expanded awareness of resources only works fully when you stop complaining about what you don't have and start valuing what you already possess. Many Aquarians get stuck in a cycle of frustration because they keep looking at what's missing. They lack money. They lack time. They lack knowledge. They lack connections. They lack this, they lack that. And while you're focused on what's missing, you become blind to what is available. You don't notice the resources already around you waiting to be used. So change your focus. Start making a conscious inventory of the resources you already have. What skills do you possess? What knowledge have you accumulated? What connections have you already established? What tools do you have access to? What opportunities are available right now? And most importantly, how can you combine these resources creatively to create value? Because when you start operating from this perspective of abundance, when you stop focusing on scarcity and start focusing on possibilities, something magical happens. Resources begin to multiply. Opportunities begin to appear. Solutions begin to emerge naturally. It's as if the universe is just waiting for you to change your perspective to release all the blessings that were already prepared for you. So this is the seventh proof. You possess expanded awareness of resources. You can create wealth not only when you have a lot, but especially when you creatively use what is available. And this gift is a cosmic guarantee that you will never be stuck due to a lack of resources. You will always find a way. You will always discover a solution. You will always have access to what you need when you need it. Test number 8. You carry an energy of detachment that attracts abundance. Aquarius, I'm going to reveal to you now one of the deepest secrets about your relationship with money and prosperity. You possess something that very few people manage to develop even after years of spiritual work. You possess natural detachment. And before you think that detachment is a bad thing when it comes to money, let me explain why it's actually a superpower for attracting wealth. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care. It doesn't mean you don't want prosperity. It means you're not desperate. It means you don't cling out of fear. It means you trust the flow of life and know that what is yours will come to you. And do you know what happens when you operate from this place of trust and detachment? You stop blocking the flow of abundance. Let me explain better. Most people have a very tense relationship with money. They become desperate when it's lacking. They are afraid of losing it when they have it. They cling tightly. They make bad decisions because they are operating from fear and scarcity. And this energy of despair and scarcity acts as a repellent to opportunities. People feel this energy. The universe feels this energy. And paradoxically, the more you cling, the more things slip through your fingers. But you, Aquarian, you function differently. You can intensely want something without becoming desperate for it. You can work hard to achieve your goals without defining your self-worth by the result. You can lose and start over without emotionally destroying yourself. You can let go of what is no longer yours without clinging to the past. And this lightness, this fluidity, this confidence in the process is magnetic. It attracts opportunities. It attracts people. It attracts resources. Why? Because you are energetically open. You are not contracted by fear. You are not blocked by the need to control everything. You are flowing. And abundance is flow. Money is energy in motion. And energy only flows freely through open and unobstructed channels. When you are clinging, contracted, afraid, you close the channels. But when you are confident, detached, flowing, you become an open channel through which prosperity can move freely. Think of the opportunities that have already come to you in unexpected ways. Think of the times you let go of something and something better appeared right after. Think of how things have a way of working themselves out when you stop forcing and start trusting. This is not luck. This is the law of detachment in action. This is your natural gift working in your favor. But be careful. Detachment is not indifference. It is not laziness. It is not inaction. You still need to do your part. You still need to work. You still need to make decisions. You still need to pursue your goals. The difference is that you do all this without paralyzing anxiety, without suffocating fear, without the heavy energy of someone who is desperate. You act from a place of confidence, of inner certainty, of faith that the universe is conspiring in your favor. And when you act from that place, your decisions are better. Your strategies are more creative. Your negotiations are more effective. Because you're not negotiating from the fear of losing. You're negotiating from the certainty that you deserve it. And people sense that. They respect that. They want to do business with someone who is that confident. So recognize that gift. Value your ability to detach. Don't let others make you feel cold or distant just because you don't get desperate like they do. You're not cold. You're balanced. You're not distant. You're centered. And that balance, that center, is where true prosperity comes from. This is the 8th proof. You carry an energy of detachment that attracts abundance. And the more you trust this process, the faster wealth flows to you. Test number 9. You were born with a greater mission that transcends the individual. Aquarius, we've reached the most powerful test of all. The test that unites all the others and reveals why you were truly chosen for a life of wealth. And this test is about purpose, about mission, about something much greater than just accumulating money. You weren't chosen to be rich just for your own benefit. You were chosen to be a channel of transformation in the world, to use your prosperity as a tool for positive change, to demonstrate that it's possible to create wealth consciously, ethically, and in line with higher values. This is the profound truth that many Aquarians take a long time to understand. You're not here just to make money. You're here to make a difference, to contribute, to uplift, to bring something new and better to the world. And the universe knows that to do this in a truly impactful way, you need resources. That's why it programmed you to attract abundance. That's why it gave you all these gifts I've revealed so far. It's not empty reward. It's necessary equipment for the mission you came to fulfill. Think about it. With resources, you can create more. You can help more. You can reach more people. You can materialize your visions of a better world. You can be the change you want to see happen. And there's nothing wrong with wanting that. There's nothing selfish about seeking prosperity when your heart is aligned with serving something greater. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Good-hearted people need resources to do the good they want to do in the world. And you are one of those people. You care. You want things to get better. You see injustice and want to correct it. You see suffering and want to alleviate it. You perceive unrealized potential and want to help develop it. This is in your cosmic DNA. You are a humanitarian visionary. And humanitarian visionaries with resources truly change the world. So the 9th proof isn't just about you. It's about the impact you can create when you fully embrace the wealth the universe wants to give you. It's about the lives you can touch, the projects you can accomplish, the changes you can initiate. Because when a prosperous Aquarian uses their resources consciously, they create waves of positive transformation that spread far beyond their own life. And the universe knows this. That's why it chose you. That's why it equipped you with all these gifts. That's why it is constantly creating opportunities for you to prosper. Not because you are special in an egocentric sense, but because you are a channel, an instrument, a catalyst for positive change. And catalysts need energy to function. They need resources to manifest. They need abundance to create abundance. So accept it. Fully accept your mission of prosperity. Stop feeling guilty for wanting to be rich. Stop diminishing your dreams of abundance. Stop accepting crumbs when the universe is trying to give you a banquet. Because your prosperity is not just yours. It also belongs to all the people you will be able to help when you are prosperous. It belongs to the projects you will carry out, to the innovations you will finance, to the causes you will support. Your wealth is a collective blessing waiting to manifest. This is the 9th and final proof. You were born with a greater mission that transcends the individual. And this mission requires you to be prosperous. It requires you to embrace abundance. It requires you to become the powerful channel of transformation that you came to be in this life. My dear Aquarian, we have reached the end of this revealing journey through the 9 proofs that you were chosen for a life of wealth. But this ending is actually a beginning. Because now you know. You have no more excuses. You can no longer pretend you don't understand why things don't happen. You have the innovative mind. You have the vision for the future. You have the magnetism for valuable connections. You have independence at your core. You have access to collective intelligence. You have the gift of reinvention. You have expanded awareness of resources. You have the detachment that attracts abundance. And you have a greater mission that demands prosperity. Everything is within you. It always has been. And now the only question that remains is, what will you do with all of this? Will you continue living below your potential? Or will you finally accept the cosmic call to prosperity that you came to experience in this life? Because the universe has already done its part. It has equipped you. It has prepared you. It is constantly sending opportunities. Now it's your turn. Your turn to take the next step. Your turn to honor your gifts. It's your turn to build the life of abundance that's already waiting for you. And I want you to do something right now. Something simple but powerful. I want you to declare aloud, I accept my mission of prosperity. I acknowledge that I was chosen for wealth, and I commit to using my abundance for the greater good. Say it now, with conviction, with intention, because when you declare this, you energetically activate all these gifts within you. You open the portals of abundance. You signal to the universe that you are ready to receive, and the universe responds. It always responds. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do it now. Hit the bell so you don't miss any messages that can change your life. Because I'm here every day bringing cosmic guidance especially for you. And leave a comment below. I accept my prosperity. Or tell me which of these 9 proofs touched your heart the most. Which one resonated most strongly with you. I read all the comments and I love knowing what's happening in each of your lives. And now I'm going to ask you one final question. A question you need to answer honestly in your heart. If you truly believe you were chosen for wealth, what change will you make in your life today to begin manifesting that prosperity? Because knowledge without action is just information. And you don't need more information. You need transformation. You need real results. So think about it. And act. The universe is waiting for your answer. And that answer doesn't come from words. Comes from concrete actions. From courageous decisions. From firm steps towards your dreams. Go for it, Aquarius. Your time has come. Your wealth is calling. And you were chosen to answer that call. A huge hug to your heart. And until the next message that the universe has prepared especially for you.